there, how you doing? My name is Cassidy Leora. Speaking of names, how do you name your characters? We're gonna figure that out today. I am a writer myself, and I have written my fair share of characters, so many that I can't count. You come up with a name that you like, or you see a name that you like, alright? You probably have multiple names that you like. That's where the problem comes in. If we had just one name that we wanted for our character, it wouldn't be a problem. Just name them that. But that's not usually the case, is it? No, you got multiple names. How do you choose between them? But first, how to come up with names in the first place. Most characters' names that fit perfectly relies heavily on setting, where the world in the book is set. Because if there's a book that's like set in medieval ages, the name that the characters have are going to be different than like some sci-fi futuristic novel, right? So for instance, my novel, most of them are set in completely made-up worlds. One that is set in the 1800s, so most of the characters' names are sort of classical, you know, old-timey sounding names. And then I got another book that's set in like a sailor's world, where most of the world is filled with an ocean. All have sort of piratey, sailor type names that might not make sense to some people. It makes sense to me. I'm sorry. So time period, setting will play a big role into the type of name that your character needs. Also, it might seem extreme, but if they were named by a parent, you gotta look at both of their parents' personalities and thought process as well. For instance, the two parents are like super straight-laced and very fancy, whatever. They probably won't name their child like Storm or Blade, or I'm just throwing stuff out here and figure out who names them and then find out their motivation for naming them that. Personality. Obviously personality plays a big role into a character's name. Most characters I really love, they have a name that I can't imagine it being anything else. And this is the part where I'm like, how do the creators do this? How do they find a name that so perfectly encaptures an entire person? If I had to name this character, I wouldn't be able to think of anything better to name them. So how do you get a name that is that perfect? Well, look at their personality. There are some characters that have names that are like the total opposite of the way that they act, you know? They might be super perky and like happy, but they might have a name that's kind of sounds darker. Or there might be a really dark and mysterious character that has like a polar opposite sounding name. That usually adds something to the character's personality as well. It doesn't matter if a name you think of sounds weird to someone else, you know your character is better than anyone. I've read a lot of books where a lot of other fans are saying that their name is really unrealistic. The author chooses their names for a reason. They don't just want to throw out, hey, Fred. You know what? I thought of the name Fred just now. We're gonna name him Fred, okay? The ruler of this medieval dark world, his name is now Fred. Look at names like Harry Potter, Percy Jackson. Their names are so epic that they are the title of their book series. Their name kind of wraps up their personality, all of the quirks and backstory that you've given this character, wraps it up with a pretty little bow, okay? So now you have like at least one, probably 5 or 500 names that you're trying to decide between. If you don't have a name after considering all the stuff that I just said, then maybe you just Google, you know, top whatever names in whatever time period you're looking for. That's a good way to find names. So you've got some names that you can't decide between, alright? This is my secret for naming all of my characters. As I said before, I have a lot of characters. How did I decide on the perfect name for them all? I look up the meaning of the names I'm deciding between, and that usually, this ties back into the character's personality. One of my newest characters, for instance, I was deciding between what to name him. So I typed in the name Leo, and guess what one of the meanings for Leo is? Lion Boy. This character loves cats. His mom loves cats. He wears cat ears wherever he goes, so what could be more perfect than the name Leo? It fit his character anyway, the sound of it, but now the meaning behind it, it just makes it even better. Lots of my characters' names have meanings that just fit them, and a lot of the characters' names of like your favorite authors, I bet if you look up their names in the same way, you'd find that they have meanings that just somehow fit. You might even go as far as to look up your own name just to test it out. My name is, I think, an Irish name, which is funny because our ancestry line comes from places in Ireland and Germany, but anyway, it means she who entangles men. Probably not the best reference here, but it can also mean clever or ingenious, which I like to think is pretty accurate, you know. So if you have 2 names or a whole list of names that you're deciding between, go to one of these websites I'm leaving down below. Go to multiple other websites as well. This is just personally what I do to figure out my characters' names, and I've done it a lot of times. It hasn't ever failed me. The characters' names just fit. Hopefully this will shorten the process for you though. So I hope this was a little bit helpful. If it wasn't, I'm sorry. If anyone is wondering the state of my own novel, probably not though. I am of course not doing NaNoWriMo this April, but I have not finished the novel that I started for last NaNoWriMo in November. I don't really know if this book will ever end. The story itself is going really good, and the characters, I have too much in common with the main character, so whenever he's upset, I'm upset. I'm like, I understand you. Some people might think that this is an unhealthy relationship I have between me and my characters, but I hope you understand as an author yourself. This is normal, right? I haven't had much time for writing though, because guess what I've been doing? Guess. I have been doing this. I ordered these 2 books from a store in Japan. If you don't know what they are, this is the basically prequel of one of my favorite characters in an anime, Seraph of the End, or What Do You Know, Seraph? This one is actually the cutest thing. So cute. It is so cute. And yes, it is all in Japanese. You might be wondering, you've been studying Japanese for 1 year and you think you can read a novel in the language? Oh, I'm so superior. I never said it was gonna be easy, did I? I hope you don't mind this little chatty bit at the end, but completely unrelated. Did you guys see the new Final Fantasy XV trailer? Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. I am so pumped. I am so hyped. It's gonna be so good. The characters, I'm in love. They're now my children. I am their new mother. Noctis is like, slay me. Slay me. He's so cute. Are any of you just super big fans of this? Please talk to me about it down below because I'm so alone. Also, hold on, we need to get... Mark my words. Place your bets now. Prompto. Prompto, my favorite. I think he's going to die. I have no source for this, no evidence. He's gonna die in the end, isn't he? Isn't he? They're gonna make us fall head over heels in love with this guy. I already am. It's too late now. And then they're gonna kill him off in the end. Or like when there's a girl in an anime and they're like, oh, I'll be fine. You're like, boy, she about to die. I could be wrong. Let's hope I'm wrong. So now that that's out of the way, I want Prompto to spear me in the heart repeatedly. I will pay him to step on my face. This is why I'm still single, isn't it? Am I obsessed? No. Am I obsessed? Am I obsessed? Am I obsessed? So anyway, I hope you didn't mind this little chat at the end of this video. It's been a while, and I hope I'll see you next time.